I am here with Eisner Award winner and fantastic artist Hope Larson. How are you doing today, Hope?
Great, thanks. Hi.
So we're talking a little bit about some of her works. The newest one that just came out is her adaptation of A Wrinkle in Time, which is fantastic. I assume that, growing up, you read the book. Was there a little bit of pressure to live up to a classic?
That was my big concern before I did the book. I was convinced that it was going to come out and people are going to hate it, and the internet was just going to rise up against me in this big wave of rage that I had messed with the classic. I did a lot of soul searching before I actually took the job because I wanted to be sure that I was going to do a good job and I was going to put everything into this book. And I think I struggled with that throughout the entire process of drawing the book. But now that it's finished and it's been done for a year. In that year, I've come to terms with everything that was bothering me about the book and every place where I wasn't sure I'd done it justice, and I'm happy with it ultimately.
And you should be. It is amazing. One of the things that really stuck out about this particular book was some of the images, particularly the images of the kids tessering. And the first time that you sat down to draw that, what went through your head when you imagined that process?
Well, tessering is like the absence of everything. You don't have a body, there's no environment around you. It's like your thoughts are there, but there's nothing around them. The simplest way for me to picture that was a white outline on a black field, like you would draw a ghost or something like that. It just worked. It was simple and it worked.
I noticed that a lot of your work is in black and white, but on the occasional story, like A Wrinkle in Time and also Salamander Dreams, you go with black and white and then one specific color. What decides which color you choose to highlight your stories with?
Well, with Salamander Dream, I went with green because it's about nature, and green and black just really fit. I wanted this vibrant leaf green. With Gray Horses, I went with tan. I don't know why, I liked it. And with Wrinkle in Time, blue seemed to make the most sense because we're on like a lot of misty planets, there's a lot of atmospheric stuff, a lot of scenes at night, and blue is a pretty neutral color.
Now, I do have to say one of my absolute favorite things about your artwork is, there are points where I can cover up the dialogue box and still get a very emotional attachment to the images and still feel what's going on, and especially your use of little words or arrows to imply movement. Is that a style in your artwork that developed over time, or is it something that has just always come with you drawing?
I think it's always come with me drawing. I try and just think, it's kind of like acting. I think of cartooning as being a lot like acting. So as you're drawing it, you're thinking about the different emotions that people are going through, how they're interacting with each other, and that's the thing that interests me the most, is their emotional responses.
Have you ever considered doing a work with absolutely no dialogue and telling a story that way?
I think I'd like to do that. I haven't done it. I don't know. I'd try it.
So you have a new graphic novel that is about to come out, Who is AC? And you have described this in other interviews as Sailor Moon versus the internet. And I have to ask you to elaborate on that.
Okay, so the premise of AC is that there's this girl, Lynn. She's on an airplane flying to her new home, the new town where she's going to live. And her cell phone's on, and she gets zapped while on the plane by her cell phone and ends up with superpowers. It's about her moving to this new town and trying to become a writer and grappling with this whole superpowers thing at the same time.
And now the other story that I wanted to talk to you about was Chiggers. Could you tell us a little bit about that particular book, especially because it's a kid's book and we love featuring stuff for kids to read. So tell us a little bit about that.
Chiggers is a summer camp book. That's the main thing you need to know about that. It's very loosely based on my own experiences at summer camp when I was a kid and feeling like kind of a weirdo and being into sci-fi and fantasy novels when everybody else was into rock music. That's basically it.
You've talked a lot in other interviews about, in the absence of doing comics, you have started a new project, which is a short film called Bitter Orange. And I know you can't tell us a whole bunch about that because it hasn't quite come out yet and we don't want to ruin anything. Can you tell us a little bit about it and who's involved with the project?
This project came about because I've been working to break into screenwriting, and one of the best ways to do that is to make a short film that you also wrote and prove to people that you can do it and that they should be paying attention to you because you're awesome. So that was my goal for this short. It's a period piece. It's set in the 1920s in Los Angeles, and it stars Brie Larson, who's amazing, United States of Terror, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Brendan Hines, who was on Lie to Me, and also The Middleman, and James Urbaniak, who, amazing character actor. He's been in like everything. He's the voice of Dr. Venture. He's super cool. just like a genius. I don't really know how much more I can tell you about that.
Any possible word on when that might be coming out, or is it still kind of up in the air?
I'm not sure yet. We're actually still in post, mixing it and doing the color timing and the visual effects. But hopefully within 6 months or something, it'll be online.
If folks want to find out more about your artwork and more about what you do and your bibliography, where can they go to find you?
They can go to my website, hopelarson.com, or my Twitter, @HopeLarson.
Thank you so much, Hope. We are really excited for the release of AC. Everything's going to be awesome. I'm really enjoying reading A Wrinkle in Time. And if you guys haven't checked it out, you should absolutely check it out, whether you've read the classic before or you haven't. It's a great, great adaptation. Thanks again to Austin Books and Comics for letting us shoot in their awesome, huge booth this year.
In Captain Marvel #8, Carol goes under the sea. There's something scary down there, and she's gonna kick its butt.
She looked at my portfolio and she said, well, can you draw children? Which was hard to find then. All the guys knew how to draw superheroes, but their children usually ended up looking like little people.